It's tier list time. We've got a top 10 tier list for the Legends Festival 2025 Part 2. Here are the rules. Just assume everybody's at an average star level of 9 stars if you're a Legends Limited. Sparking's at 14 stars. And then we've also got the Ultras, who would be at about 2 to 3 copies, so 8 or 10 stars. This is a meta tier list, so it considers all the factors, how they work together, equipments that could make the team work more fluently. It does also factor in their individual value, but that's not the end all be all. Elements are also a contributor. So in short, the general PvP experience. Let's get into this. Right, so we got the tier list here. The numbers are set in stone. We always start from the bottom and build our way up. We've got the fan service tier. I always ask the stream, what characters do you guys like most? We gotta give some characters screen time just for pure glaze reasons. There's nothing attributed for them in the meta. These guys are not necessarily good. They're probably not good, but hey, people like them. Shout out MVP 17, obviously my GOAT UVP, UVB. Some people wanted UGB. Margin Vegeta snuck in there, don't ask how. Anyways, we got the honorable mention. Now the honorable mentions are units that are like just on the outside of the top 10. It's not ordered, so I just like to put them in element order because it looks nice that way. So blue, green, purple, and then yellow, red, but there's no yellows. These units could be in your top 10 potentially. They're not gonna make mine though. That's why they're on the outside and it's not ordered. So we got MUI Goku. A lot of people like running the UI comp, so you got Ultra UI in the meta, of course. So blue UI could be attributed to him and you just run the stall method and basically counter attack all the time. Ultra Gohan's a decent third. People might think he's really bad, but he's actually pretty solid if you have at least 2 copies. You can run him alongside Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, Frieza with powerful opponents, CMZ with powerful opponents, Future as well is a very good team. SSBE, his plat upgraded him a bit, but it's not great, you know, not great enough to make the top 10 unfortunately. Ultra Super Saiyan Goku, a lot of people might think he should make the top 10. I'm actually not against that if he's like your 10th space. I think he's pretty solid. He tanks a lot and can do a lot of damage output, but that's about it. And then the manga Gohan, Hybrid Saiyans making their way up. He's actually very, very good. Disrupt and stalling as well for time accounts and things like that. He's very, very good. Support layer as well. But yeah, these are just the honorable mentions. If they make your top 10, I'm not even gonna argue. There's no point, you know. I feel like that's micromanaging, but going forward, you guys will see that a lot of these guys pair with the guys in the top 10, and that's where they really get their value from. Alright, so at number 10 here, we have Janemba. Janemba, he's not even bad, like at all. He's actually pretty good. It's just everybody else is a lot better. And I think Janemba's one flaw in the meta right now is the fact that you have to work towards getting him to peak condition. He's a very solid unit all round. And if this guy released in any year that isn't 2025 in the festival, if he even released an anniversary, he would be a top tier. But it's simply the fact that you have to work towards getting him to his peak condition. And it's not even a lot of work, but it's just that everybody else doesn't need that work. You press the green card, you press the blue card, you work with the gauge, and then he's running, you know. It's like you got to do a couple steps before he's peak. And why would you do that when you can just use another unit that's going to be in top tier form, probably better than Janemba's best form, off rip out the gate? That's the only thing with it. I'll also say that with the meta advancing, powerful opponents movies doesn't really serve the highest tier of the game as much as it did in the part 1. So Janemba's value kind of decreased because of that. But if you use them, I'm sure he can perform as much as the guys up top, but you just might have to work a bit more and you might feel that he might get shredded just a tiny bit more because everybody in the meta is basically doing damage, and you guys will see that damage in this meta right now is crazy. But yeah, that's Janemba, Super Janemba at number 10. Still hanging on. I hope he can still be top 10 in the part 3, because if he's out the top 10 off the just one part, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. But yeah, well, 2 parts. So yeah, Janemba, that's the number 10th spot. The 10th spot. The number 10 spot. God damn. We've got 8 and 9, and these guys here, they serve a similar purpose and are in a similar position in the meta. We've got Legends Limited Merge Zamasu, and we've got Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Now you'll see they basically do the same thing on their team, just in kind of different ways. I know that sounds contradicting, but it's basically their element holding them back because of how powerful Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is. I've been playing PvP a lot for the past couple days since Gohan has come out, and I swear I do not see these guys anymore because Gohan is just that big of a threat. These guys will get 2-carded, 3-carded, just because Vegeta has endurance. But yeah, I'm not even going to talk about them separately. I'm going to put them together. They are red powerful units that can hit a lot of damage and can tank a lot of damage and can sneak in a lot of damage, but ultimately they cannot perform at the highest level anymore because Gohan is blue and is controlling the game pretty much. That is the downer for these guys. Merge Zamasu in part 1 was contender for top 1 unit in the game, and Vegeta was in top 7 conversations, and now they are on their way out just because of one powerful blue Gohan Ball Legends returning. That's it. That's literally it. There's nothing more to add to the conversation. The only guys these guys will be doing damage to is anybody not called Gohan. And if you want to take it even a step further, Fusion 13 being a blue unit that has a revival layer is obviously devastating. But to give them some kind of gain, you know, them being red, they still do a lot of damage to yellows that exist in the meta. But it's just super risky to try and counter a yellow when you need to be worrying about the biggest blue in the game, especially when he's the biggest unit in the game. Ultimately, these guys are on their way out if they don't drop a green in the part 3. If they drop a blue in the part 3, yikes, these guys are out of here, like literally out of here. But I guess we'll just have to see. But for now, 8 and 9, Zamasu tanking, healing and doing damage, except when Gohan's in his face, and Vegeta tanking, doing damage, but except when Gohan's in his face. But he also has the endurance and buff cancellation layer, which is nice. 8 and 9, Red Merge Zamasu and Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. At number 7, we've got Future Gohan. Future Gohan's in a bit of a weird position, but I thought about it really, and with some encouragement from the chat, people wanted to vouch for him, and I'm actually behind the way they vouch for him. So Future Gohan, I would not say he's better than Red Merge Zamasu. I would not say he serves a bigger purpose than Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta or Red Zamasu. I might even go as far as to say that he serves less of a purpose than Janemba on the battlefield. However, because he has endurance, because he can break combos, because he's going to support his team, and him being a hybrid Saiyan, it's really safe to be Future Gohan right now. He is the third that you would want on the team if you're running the best unit in the game. Gohan. Gohan is a hybrid Saiyan, and he is going to have the hybrid Saiyan awakened equip, which is probably the best pure equip in Dragon Ball Legends, which means that if you want the best damage out of the best unit in the game, you have to use him on hybrid Saiyans. So you're gonna need a third, and Future Gohan is the perfect one considering he's also a supportive layer. But not just that, out of being the third, quote unquote, he can also do a ton of damage. His blue card has ceiling on it. His ultimate can actually take out a whole bar of health from anybody that isn't red, and he can go type neutral given the conditions are correct. I believe it's when one person dies. So like, he's super safe as a third on hybrid Saiyans. But if you want to go a step further, you can also give him the benefit of being on Future. Red Zamasu's on this list, and CMZ just on outside on the honorable mentions. You can use this guy very well, and you can even go a step further and put him on Son Family to still give Gohan some sort of additional buffs, the best unit in the game. I'm talking about the blue Gohan, and then we've got Future Gohan also supporting the team overall. He's a very good addition to the team, which is why he's risen above. So individually, he definitely doesn't have more value than the guys below him, especially these 3, I would say. But in terms of meta value and what he can contribute because of what he does in his kit as a supportive unit and that extra defensive layer, he fits very perfect as a high tier, supporting other high tiers, which is why he snuck up to 7. In other cases, this might not be the case, but honestly, the meta is really at bay based on just one unit taking it by storm. So Future Gohan gets upscaled as a result. That's why he's at number 7. At number 6, we've got God Goku and Hit. Now, they would be higher on this list simply if God Goku wasn't red. That's literally, in my opinion, the only thing holding them back. Because God Goku is red, he is a victim to the best unit in the game, Gohan. Now, you could argue that he can gain value because Hit is purple, and Hit is actually the one that does the most damage, right? But honestly, you will see as we go further up, all the units up top literally are just fanboying over each other. And anything below 5, so you see the 6, the 7, 8, 9, 10, they're really third string options at every single level, and that's what's sad about it. I really do like God Goku and Hit. I do like them. It's simply just they're not better. Everybody above is just better. This meta is so high tier, everybody's a high tier, that high tiers are looking like bums. That's crazy. You know, Goku's goated at martial arts and everything, until he's next to Beerus, and Beerus can one-tap him. Do you know what I'm saying? It's that type of meta that we're having right now. We have top tiers looking like bums because the top tiers are next to bigger top tiers, and God Goku is just a victim of that. I swear, if God Goku and if God Goku's side wasn't red, I keep saying God Goku even though there's two of them. If God Goku simply wasn't red, the unit would be a lot better. They do a lot of things good, you know. They have the endurance layer. Here has the criticals, which isn't the best thing because it's not reliable, but right now it's doing crazy damage. They also have a bunch of healing. They overall work and function, right? It's just everybody above is better. I don't really need to go into more about God Goku and Hit because I feel like everybody, I can visually see that they're better than Future Gohan, Zamasu, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta based on just having two elements, but these guys being red, I already explained that. Janemba for sure. But man, once we finish the list, you guys will see that it's really just hard to really value these guys when everybody above, so 5, 3, 4, 2, 1, is just glazing each other. Honestly. But yeah, God Goku and Hit, number 6. Okay, so we're heading to the number 5 spot where we have Fusion 13, and what you're gonna notice here is like the matchups are really close, but what we decided to do on stream when we made this tier list is basically solidify it by saying you get more points if you are able to support the best unit in the game. So Fusion 13, being Fusion 13, he's a powerful opponent and he's a movies unit. That doesn't relate to Gohan in the slightest. I know I've been basically telling you the number 1 spot already, but we have to really just call a spade a spade. I think it's that obvious, so I'm not really holding it back. The title and the thumbnail probably spoils the video as well, but I don't even care at this point. Fusion 13, he is a very good unit and is still useful to a lot of top tiers in the game. Him having the revival layer makes him one of those units that you can't just skip over. You know, when units have endurance, you can somewhat break through on the odd scenario, you can snipe them in here cases there, but with Fusion 13 having a full revival layer, you can't just skip over that. You have to kill him and then kill him again. He also has that first combo break, which is super impactful, and he seals blast cards, so it's actually gonna take you a while to get through him. But the only reason he's 5th and not 4th or 3rd or 2nd is because he doesn't serve the best unit in the game. He doesn't synergize the best unit in the game as much as he could if he was literally just from the Cell Saga or something. This guy would be top 2 in the game potentially, but he's not, so it is where it is. That's why he's at number 5. His value is super high, and at this point it's micromanaging how good the units are, but these lot at the top really just mesh well together. Regardless, even if you wanted to leader slot him, you can run it. That's how deep it is, but naturally he doesn't synergize as well, so I'm gonna leave him at number 5. That's Fusion 13. Now at number 3 and 4, we've got Ultra UI Goku and Fusing Super Gogeta. Now this one is very close, and I'm kind of giving UI Goku the edge, but either way, you're fine in my opinion if you want to put Gogeta above or UI above. I think it's all the same. I'm gonna start by explaining why UUI is above. I feel like UUI, right, he gives you that guaranteed snipe. It's interchangeable, but I would kind of just give him a tiny bit of edge. He has that guaranteed snipe, and the stalling aspect is a very big factor for why people are annoyed when they fight UI. I feel like there's more annoyance on the battlefield when you're fighting UI. Simply, if you can stall, you're not taking damage, and timer counts are going down for you to get back to use the best unit in the game, which would be Gohan. He's a Sun family member, so he can run on Sun family with Gohan. And also being yellow and blue, it works very well together. So you have blue protecting yellow from reds, and that puts him in a very safe position to be run on the battlefield. Obviously, you could see things another way, which I'll get into in a bit with Gogeta, but overall, it's safer to have UI on the battlefield because you're going to get a guaranteed snipe with the ultimate. You can get a second one from that, don't forget that. But overall, you can take time so that you can recalibrate and then get back to using the unit you want to use, which will be the best unit in the game, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Now with Gogeta, like I said, you can go the other way. Instead of thinking about how can you protect this unit, you can simply think about getting rid of the best unit. And that would be by using Gogeta, who is type advantage over the blue Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. But you could also just say, well, why would I just use Gogeta when I can just use Gohan anyways? Because Gohan probably does as much damage as Gogeta does type advantage, because that's how clear he is of the whole game. And that's crazy to say, but it's crazy because you're ignoring the element to say that Gohan is just that much better. But that's unironically the case in ranked PvP, which is annoying, but it's the harsh truth. It's the harsh truth that Gohan is just that good. So I will also give Gogeta props because we spoke about this in stream. You see Gogeta's green card, the green card where he increases timer counts by 2. That's like a mini snipe all the time. And UI Goku only gets that once. But imagine being able to do that consistently by having green cards and then hitting a blue card or strike cards and you can take out a unit. Also being able to nullify endurance consistently is very, very valuable in ranked PvP. So they kind of serve a similar purpose. The only thing, in my opinion, holding Gogeta back is that you have to get to Gogeta. But it's barely enough because, you know, you still get a full heal, you get the combo breaks at half health, and then you still have the unit that can work pre-Gogeta. But once you get to Gogeta, it's even better, you know, so it's not really a downside to have to work to get into Gogeta because it's not hard either. You press a couple cards, you tag switch, you press a green card, you tag switch, you press a blue card, you tag switch, and then you press a couple more cards and you tag switch and you're there. And you might even get there earlier based on other conditions. So for the most part, there's nothing really to complain about when saying that, oh, you have to work towards Gogeta, that's holding him back, and Goku and Vegeta are not as strong. You know, there's still benefits depending on how you use it. And ultimately, like I mentioned when I was gassing up UI Goku, the purpose is to keep Gohan on the battlefield because he's the best. You're not trying to prioritize these guys. These guys are just assets to serve the best unit in the game because that's how far ahead he is. So at 3 and 4, we've got Ultra UI Goku and fusing Super Gogeta. Okay, so we're at number 2, but I'm also showing you the number 1 because I've been talking about it the whole video. KO God, Super Saiyan Goku. KO God, Super Saiyan Goku, whatever you want to call him, it's the same thing. He is the best servant for Gohan, and that makes him the second best unit in the game. If you don't know the value of KO God, it keeps your whole team alive. If somebody dies, they're coming back. You know why? Because Goku says, "Nuh-uh, you're not taking out my friend. This is not canon. This is not canon, bruh. I'm making my own canon because you can't kill my friends." Goku's gonna save whoever gets sniped. And with that being the case, Gohan being able to revive is nasty. But let's talk more about Super Saiyan Goku first. So Super Saiyan Goku, I already spoke about his KO God. He also has no switching. So he's like a mini UI Goku consistently. And depending on how you time it, you can get some crazy impact in with Gohan. So you activate the no switching into a blue card with Gohan. You can also do that with Gogeta. But again, Super Saiyan Goku, he can also do his own damage, right? So he does the no switching, he's got his ultimate, he's got his blue card. If built up correctly, it's gonna nuke you. And then just to add some spice, he might feint you. He might feint you. And if that feint kicks in, guess who else can come in again? Gohan! It's just all about serving Gohan. That's literally ranked PvP right now. And Super Saiyan Goku just does that the best. Again, him being yellow, he's protected by the best unit in the game, Gohan, which makes him even more of a safe unit to run. Overall, I can't believe the value that KO God has right now. Son Family is bizarre. It's just bizarre. But yeah, that's enough of Super Saiyan Goku. I think people really don't see how valuable KO God is right now. It's such a beautiful mechanic, but somewhat overpowered, you can say. I didn't really think it would age this well. I think it would have been good for sure, but if Goku himself wasn't as good as he was, then KO God wouldn't be as valuable as it is, because then you could just one-tap Goku and then the KO God gets popped. But because Goku's actually super good himself, I wouldn't say he's necessarily better than UI Goku or Fusing Super Gogeta or Fusion 13 or God Goku in hits, but he's not even miles behind. Like, if those units are 9 or 10 out of 10, Goku, Super Saiyan Goku, is 9 or 8 out of 10, and that's barely a difference when you're getting the best or most useful mechanic in the game right now, which would be KO God protecting the best unit in game, Revival Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Now with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, I've already discussed this on numerous occasions, but he has the highest damage in the game, and that alone is enough to put him over the rest of the game. At a base, right, if you just do the basics, he's getting 550% damage, and if you build up his special move, right, just to do his blue card Pulse Transform, he can get up to 780% special move damage. That's like a guaranteed one shot every single time. So that's all I have to say for him for the most part. If I wanted to talk more, I can talk about him having the second life. I can talk about him spawning one of every card pre-transform. I can talk about him removing vanish. I can talk about him being able to snowball damage. I can talk about him having explosive green. He has so many factors in his kit that just make him the best unit in the game. Also similar to Fusion 13, I talk about his revival, but you really have to understand, you have to kill him and then kill him again. There's no endurance you can maybe sneak through and break through and another fight. No, you have to kill him and kill him again. That's a lot of work, man. Just for one unit that already clears the whole game in damage, please serve him because he is that clear of the game. That's it. That's the end of the conversation. And if you don't agree, I think there's generally something wrong with you. Are you crazy or what? That's the end, man. That's the end. But yeah, man, that's going to be the end of the video. Let me know what you guys thought about the tier list. We had about 150 people, 200 people in the stream, and it's impossible to make everybody happy about every single placement. But if you understand the general idea with the tier list, you will kind of agree with the logic. Like in this tier list, the purpose of the tier list with every single unit and their placements is how well they can serve the best unit in the game and the teams that surround the best unit in the game, and simply their placements will be dictated based on that. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 200,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for watching, man. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.